That's not it.
Certainly is.
Isn't.
Is.
Try again.
All
Hold
right,
on.
here you are.
Booker, we've got to stop them.
No,
Here.
that's the E.
No, that is certainly it.
No, it's not.
It is.
Isn't.
Is.
Isn't.
Is.
Try again.
No, you try.
Stop it!
Fine.
Stop it! You don't
Here
know
we
what
are.
you're doing.
Ha! There it is.
You've done it now. He's coming back. He's coming back.
The notes were correct.
The instrument was not.
One needs both to get his attention.
But if you know how to sing to him,
He will take you where you need to go.
Who are you?
we are where we are needed.
And needed where we are.
So Comstock uses these songs. Well, there others we can use? Something to keep the bird off our back?
Perhaps you should ask the maestro himself.
So where is he? Of course. Well, at least they left the piano.
What up, guys? It's Bananaowns here, bringing you episode 15, I think? episode 15 of my Bioshock Infinite Let's Play. And in this video, we are going to, keep moving along and going to go visit Comstock Manor, or Mansion, whatever the fuck it's called. Basically, Comstock's house. We're going to need to get in so we can, continue moving along the plot. So we're done with the Vox Populi. And Elizabeth killed the leader of there with a knife. And you notice she has her wardrobe change, which is from many of the trailers now. So she's matching that. After playing through most of the game, seeing her with her first outfit, I really liked her first outfit a lot more. It was a lot more innocent, but I suppose the story element of her killing the girl let her get a new attire, and maybe for marketing purposes as well. They need a new design to make to maybe sex her up a little bit. I don't know. Okay, so let's keep moving along, and more gunplay, and it's going to be pretty great. Like that. So for video game wise, sorry, I just took a drink of my coffee right there. So for video game wise, right now we're about to enter in the, I'd say, worst time of the year, which is summer for video games, because I don't understand why a lot more developers do not release games. Why don't they release games during summer? Because most of the time, especially children and people, well, and teenagers, especially teenagers, tend to have a little more money and time off to play these games. So it's a little weird, but it's known as the summer drought of video games. Although this year, surprisingly, a lot of games came out in March and the early part of the year. So the summer is going to be used for catch-up. So I'm, like all people, I'm going to be trying to attempt to, catch up with my backlog a bit, try to get that down a lot, or maybe even all the way entirely, depending on how fast I do this. Or maybe, probably, more realistically, add a couple more games to my backlog. So yeah, so we're gonna keep moving along, and it's gonna be really, really good for me, basically, because I have a huge backlog right now. I think looking at it, I still need to do a bunch of Assassin's Creed 3, at least the side missions, the Homestead ones specifically. I still need to do Borderlands 2, Black Ops 2, well, this game of course, Crysis 2, Dark Souls, Deus Ex, Devil May Cry HD, Dragon Age Origins, Far Cry 3, Final Fantasy 13, Kingdoms of Amalur, and of course I'll be playing some Halo 4 multiplayer during that, because I really enjoy Halo. So that's quite a lot of backlog, and a lot of single-player games, and a few fairly long single-player games, so hopefully I can start to put that down. I guess for Dragon Age, I almost have that done, actually. But I just recently had a friend get the Ultimate Edition with all the DLC, so I grabbed the disc for him and got all the DLC now, which has made me not really want to play it, because I have to basically play all that DLC and stuff. And then Crysis 2, I could probably knock that off in like an afternoon if I really wanted to, but the game itself is pretty good. I don't know. I don't think I'm getting Crisis 3. I haven't. I think Crisis 2 is okay, but I got it for like $10, so it's no big deal. I like that. So this spring break, it's almost over, but I managed to do what I do every year. Every year during spring break, I have a spring break project. So I want to max out the gamer score of one video game that I have. And this week's spring and like that, this year's spring break project was finishing Fallout New Vegas. So I have all the achievements. I basically had most of it done. It was just a few of the more annoying ones I needed to do, which you know, it's kind of BS. So it was a lot of grindy ones, and especially the Gunrunners challenges were a little bit annoying. But I also had to play the game on hardcore mode, actually, because I still didn't get that one. So again, I did it all, and I was very surprised by how hardcore mode. I was really not looking forward to it because I didn't think that it would. I thought it was going to be really difficult, but it was actually really easy. I'm very surprised. Now, if you don't know what Fallout New Vegas' hardcore mode is, it's basically you have to eat, drink, and sleep, and they changed the health system a little bit, so you have to use doctor's bags to heal limbs because your limbs can get all fucked up, and like stuff heals over time rather than instantaneously. So again, it's a little bit different, but it's nowhere near like as bad as as I thought it was going to be. I think I ended up beating. I rushed through the main quest, and well, the main quest. Yeah, quest. So I rushed through the main quests, and I beat it in like 5 hours. And I was thinking about doing a Let's Play for that one, but I decided I just wanted to play through the game and, you know, get it done. Okay, and yeah, so it turned out very easily. Like, I was really surprised about how it was. Like, I really thought it was going to be a lot more difficult, but it turned out just to be a walk in a park. It was just pay attention to your food, your water, and your sleep a little bit more. Well, you just basically pay attention to that, and it went up really slowly, and I just walked everywhere and got through the main game, and it was really good. It was my first time actually playing through Fallout New Vegas the second time. I played through Oblivion maybe like, oh god, I don't want to think about how many hours I spent playing Oblivion. I think I played through that like 20 times. And I've played through Fallout 3 a few times. I've done like 3 new characters, and I've done Skyrim like a couple times. I'm still waiting for all the DLC to be released before I really start exploring that a lot more. So yeah, for Fallout New Vegas, so that was my second time basically playing through the game, and of course I didn't do like side quests at all, and I did basically bare minimum, just main quest, hands down, and it was really easy. I think if I think about it, I probably spent like an hour just doing the intro quest, and overall, it's so like I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone watching this, but you surprisingly have a lot of variation in the missions where you can decide just to like fuck everyone and not help anyone or get anyone's aid at all. It's just like you just kill them basically, and that's what my option was, and it was the fastest one, and it worked out very well. I did it really quickly, and even I was getting worried about the last area, the last part where you fight people, but even that was really easy. I was still like one-shotting people, and that's even though I was only like level 13. So yeah, so that worked out pretty well. So that was my spring break project, and this huge long anecdote about my spring break projects. So what's it going to be next year? I don't know. It depends what games come out next year. It might be a new one, it might be an old one. I did Fallout New Vegas, which is a few years old now, and I'm glad I had that done. And it's mostly done so I can delete the DLC off my hard drive. You know, it's taking up a bit of space. I have about 10 gigs left after the arcade game sale that they did a couple weeks back. I think I bought a bunch of video games, and you know, the games on demand take up a lot of space. So I got Resident Evil 4 HD, and I got Metal Gear 2 and Metal Gear 3 HD. I didn't do Peace Walker because I at least wanted to experience those two Metal Gear games, because apparently the third one is absolutely amazing, and the second one's actually really good as well. So I want to play those, and again, those are on my huge backlog. I didn't even mention those in my backlog. So yeah, a bunch of a bunch of downloadable games still I have to play as well. Speaking of, I have a bunch of download like Xbox Live Arcade games that I've never finished or never played.
Need some help with this.
Okay, so there's gonna be a quick cutscene right now, so I'll see you in a bit.
It's done. I just realized who those two are. They, well, at least she, invented the technology that allows the city to float.
Giant balloons.
Quantum particles, suspended in space-time at a fixed height.
So, not giant balloons?
But the thing is, my book said they disappeared several years ago.
I told you they'd come.
No, you didn't.
Right. I was going to tell you they'd come.
But you didn't.
But I don't.
You sure that's right?
Something tells me they're not exactly what they appear.
I was going to have told you they'd come?
No,
The subjunctive?
that's not subjunctive.
I don't think the syntax has been invented.
They seem to want to help.
They seem to be out of their
Odd,
minds.
isn't it?
What's odd?
The fact that we sometimes...
Finish each other's sentences?
Exactly.
It would be odder if we didn't.
How do you suppose they manage that?
I'll get back to you after I figure out the floating city bit.
And okay, we are back, and
Come on. Comstock
you know,
House is up
more
ahead.
shooting is coming ahead. This is a fairly long episode, actually, and I'm very surprised, and this is going to be the last one I'm going to record in this batch for tonight.
Profit.
Yeah, so we're making our way over to Comstock's house, and
He was groomed.
this part of the game is actually really important. And it's fairly interesting, and this is the part of the game where my playstyle starts to differ a lot. Because, well, you know, I stopped really exploring as much as I do in the earlier ones, and of course that's probably why I didn't get a lot of the audio logs. You know, you gotta explore, you gotta be good. Okay, so let's keep moving along and pick up some ammo here, and maybe pick up an RPG. It just depends.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. Okay, so that was awkward. I apologize to a bunch of kids talking outside, and it's really annoying. Okay, so let's keep moving along. Ooh, and another safe. We can keep this exploring. So I have to say,
Done.
I'm getting close to being done with Far Cry 3. And I've mentioned it before a lot in these videos. Far Cry 3 is really great. It's super fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and I was actually surprised, like, the story has a little bit of Heart of Darkness thrown into it, and it's a little bit highbrow, I guess. But overall, the game is actually just super fun. Any game where they get me, like, just hunting for a few hours is a great one, because I was really having fun hunting. It's funny, because I first got the game, and then, like, the second they open up the world to you, and you get everything ready, I think I already got, like, all the upgrades or something. I got, like, 95% of the ammo, or the ammo patch upgrades, and all those, like, pouch upgrades from hunting, because that's all I did was I hunted. I didn't really do any of the main story missions. So, and then like, I do all of the cell phone towers and the strongholds right now around the same time when I was hunting as well. So I'm getting really... It's funny because I still have a little bit of ways to go, like a few more missions left in the main story, but I'm moving along, and I actually have a lot of the side quests done as well. I did all the Path of the Hunter missions, and I still need to do quite a few more of the other the other unique ones, but otherwise the game is pretty great. So I have to say, for gameplay wise, you can carry 4 guns at a time, and you can basically customize what guns you want there. So for, like, I do, like, I have the bow, an assault rifle, a sniper, and then an RPG, and that works very well. It makes me very versatile. And like overall on the map, you know, you collect crafting and stuff like that, and it's pretty, really cool, and it's really easy to make health items because the green leaves are ever, especially if you get the skill tree. There's like a skill that lets you get twice as many, so you pick like 5 and you get 10, and it's really easy because you only need 1 to make a health syringe. And of course, there's a bunch of other special types of syringes, and like that. And it would be great
Got it.
if like oh god, what am I talking about? The game is great. I don't know. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. There's a lot of commotion going on right now. I'm recording these. So like the game itself is really great. The story's okay. The main character is a bit of a douche at first, but he changes into a killer quite quickly, actually, and that's one of the main plot points. Before I spoil that. And otherwise, just the way it controls the bow, as I mentioned before, is one of my freaking favorite like weapons in a video game. It feels so satisfying when like you snipe people with it from like across the map, and as like it's not like I don't want to say like a hit scan weapon or something like that, where it actually has like a projectile, so you actually have to adjust for like how far it'll drop in height, and it reminds me a lot of actually I think Battlefield sniping, where you have to adjust for the drop in the bullet and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's really cool. So the bow is like my favorite weapon, of course, and it's silent, which is great. So let me take a sip of my coffee right now. Yeah, so the bow is great. It's my favorite weapon in the game, and then I use various sorts of assault rifles when I lose my element of stealth. Which, speaking of stealth, I should talk about that. So for like each of like the strongholds or like some of the story missions, you really have options to play it however you want. Like for the strongholds, if you want to be like Solid Snake and go through and shoot people with bows or take down people with your knife and then like throw a rock to lure a guard over, and basically that whole thing like that, you have the option to do that if you really want to. And I prefer being a little stealthy like that. I really like the stealth option, but of course every now and then you just feel like you want to go ham and then just kill everything. So when I want to go ham, use everything, I pick up an RPG, and just the way it controls is actually absolutely great. And I realize it's really weird giving a Far Cry 3 like review when I'm playing Bioshock right now, but considering that I'm just doing like random like gunplay right now, using this volley gun and possession to. It's quite a difficult section, by the way. Before I move on to another random tangent, like this section, I think I die like a few times actually, and I run out of ammo. This is like the one of the few times in the game that I really run out of ammo and I have like no options.
Open it.
So enjoy watching me die right now. But so I realize I'm giving like a Far Cry 3 review, and that's kind of weird. But it's a really good game, and it's been the game I've been playing most alongside Bioshock right now. I realize I'm a little bit late to the Far Cry 3 party, but I got it for a great price, and I think the game itself is worth $60. Especially the hunting. I mean, I like the hunting in Far Cry 3 better than I did in the hunting in Red Dead Redemption, because in Far Cry 3 I would say it streamlines it. It makes it easier, like on your map. It gives you like general locations, and when you go there's almost always like the animals nearby, or it's really easy to know like, okay, I need to find a bear. I need to go to this section on the northern island, and there's bears there because on the map it shows a picture of a bear. So I think the hunting in that respect, it's very easy, but I enjoy it a lot more because it takes some of the guesswork. I don't realize some people don't like that, but I like it being streamlined a little bit, so it can make it easier, especially in this game. Well, in Far Cry 3, in that game, when a lot of the skins you need are used to upgrade like your ammo pouches and your carrying ability, so it's really necessary to make that a little easier, and it really helps the game out. I like that. So I'm keep moving along with shooting here, and Far Cry 3, great game. Recommend this game as well. I just like playing a lot of good games. It's pretty good, pretty good. I like that. So here we go. Let's move along. Let's move along. Volley. This room is a very difficult room. Actually, I'm very surprised that I managed to make my way through this. Goddamn, I have like no ammo. There we go. Got some. And there's like these shock ones. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. You should have given me carbine ammo. That would have been a lot nicer. Oh well, you can't. Beggars can't be choosers, really. So there we go. There's that guy. He's done. Oh yeah. So I actually think. Did I get most of the people in this room? I did actually get most of the people in this room. That's really weird.
Open it.
Oh, thank God. Volley gun ammo. Oh yeah. That's what I needed. I needed some guns. So I can shoot more people. Because my carbine has no ammo and it's really awkward. I guess I really should have gotten that damage upgrade when I had the opportunity to. I was just being a little bit lazy. Yeah, so don't be lazy, kids. That's the lesson you learned today. Don't be lazy in a video game. It's not fun.
Open it.
If you're lazy in a video game, Jesus will hate you. And if you don't believe in Jesus, then Flying Spaghetti Monster will hate you. Just note that, guys. Okay, see you later, guys, in the next episode.